What's up, guys? Oh my gosh. Oh, you won't believe just what happened. Sorry, it's pretty hard for me to talk about, but probably the best day I've had in 5 years. I just got a call from the President of the United States on my phone, and he signed my full and unconditional pardon.
What's going on, my truckers? We definitely need to talk about this right here. We made a lot of segments about Nikola and about Trevor Milton in the past, the founder of Nikola. There's a lot of things about fraud and all the stuff that surrounds this man right here. Since the stock has gone public right back in 2020, people have lost millions and millions of dollars on the stock. And basically, to this day, they have filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The CEO now is looking for someone to buy the company, but they are on their way out. They have fired all their drivers, all their people, and they're just at the end of dismantling this company. The breaking news here is President Trump has pardoned this man, Trevor Milton. So it's the first person in the trucking industry that President Trump has pardoned. But before watching this video, do you think that President Trump got bad advice to pardon him, right? And then we'll break down the history of what is going on.
Reason for pardoning Trevor Milton?
Highly recommended by many people, that was taken advantage of. He did a business deal like in Utah, as I have it, and I think he was exonerated, and then they brought him into New York. We had a rough road. I mean, he was exonerated. It was a big celebration. Again, I don't know him, but I was. They say it was very unfair, and they say the thing that he did wrong was he was one of the first people that supported a gentleman named Donald Trump for president.
So what President Trump means by Milton supporting him was that him and his wife donated more than $1.8 million to the Trump re-election campaign.
And when I heard about it, I said, nope, not going to happen. They destroyed 5 years of his life. He fought for 5 years of his life, and he did nothing wrong.
These people pretty much told President Trump that, hey, the only reason this guy was getting charged with anything was because he supported President Trump. And you tell me, is that the case or not? But let's get into the history of what this is and bring you guys up to speed. So I remember this time greatly, okay? So let me push you back a little bit, right? COVID happens, pandemic happens. Everybody thinks they are like a Robin Hood stock trader, and everyone was doing everything in the stock market. Everybody was at home. Nobody was going to work. And so people are like, Tesla's blowing up at this time. And so Nikola is coming out. And when this happens and goes public in 2020, people are like, man, the stock is just going to blow up just like Tesla. And that was the whole idea, where people were kind of having this buy-in on this, right? So I'm going to go into this a little bit and tell you guys, but here's the interesting part right here. People think that, you know, this whole Nikola 1, where there's no motor inside, getting pushed down a hill, is the reason that he was sentenced for 4 years in prison. And that's not the case. What actually happened was 2 years after that, he was found guilty for securities and wire fraud. That's what they got him on. Okay, so let's break this down and go in the history lesson of this, and then say where we are today. And you let me know and be the judge if President Trump did the right thing or not by pardoning this man, right? Okay, so first off, Nikola Corporation, right, starts in 2016, was formerly known as Nikola Motor Company. And they had this idea of Class 8 trucks, semi-trucks, and they wanted to do natural gas fuel at first, but later changed it to hydrogen fuel cell power generator. And so that was the whole new thing. Now, they go public June 4th of 2020. All right. And so everything's great. Everything looks great. Stock looks great. Everybody looks happy. Well, what happens later? Well, the Bloomberg comes out on Bloomberg Technology YouTube page and has this guy, Ed Lidlow, and he's saying that, you know, Nikola founder exaggerated the capability of this debut truck that they had.
Trevor Milton, who is Nikola's founder and now executive chairman, unveiled the Nikola One, the company's first prototype truck, and it was displayed as a hydrogen fuel cell EV. And at the time, he told the audience that they had to chain the truck down to stop it being driven off by, people in case they drove it off the stage. He said that it was not a pusher, which is industry parlance for basically meaning a prototype that cannot operate under its own power. It needed to be pushed onto the stage. What sources told me is that that's exactly what it was. It was an inoperable prototype, that it had several components missing from it, including the components relating to the motor, the gears, and the fuel cell at the heart of the hydrogen system. There was no fuel cell in it, according to sources.
So, later on, Trevor Milton jumps on X and defends himself. And he says that he doesn't have a pusher truck.
You're going to see that this is a real truck. This is not a pusher. So I totally stand by this. That truck was not a pusher. What is a pusher? A pusher is a vehicle that never moves, never can move, never has operating parts in it. The Nikola One did. So let's talk about this. The e-axle with the electric motor and the gears, the housing, shifters, everything. Was it there? Yes, it was. Were the batteries there? Yes, they were. Did they function? Yes. What voltage were they? Over 800 volts at the time. Remember, this is 2016, ahead of the world on 800 volt architecture, okay? So no small feat. The airlines, did they function? Yes, they did. Was there a compressor on board? Yes, there was. Was there power steering? Yes, there was. Could it function? Yes. The truck was real. It did function. It was not a pusher. A pusher is something that just doesn't move. It never will move. That truck could.
This comes out, and then it becomes this big old deal. And this was out in 2020. People start deep diving into this, and they find this commercial that was 2 years ago in 2018, where this Nikola One was going down a hill in Utah, but later on finds out that there was no motor inside. Now, I'm not here to justify this man of what he's doing, but in 2018, that was for a commercial. And 2020, what Ed Lidlow was talking about in his investigation was that during the presentation, all the vehicles were chained down, but then they didn't have all the components to actually move the vehicle. And if you actually look, he just started a YouTube channel and he has 100 subscribers on there. And 2 days ago, he comes out with this new official trailer saying the Trevor Milton saga conviction or conspiracy. So, he wants to basically clear his name at this point. But what are your thoughts about this? Do you believe during that time that the things he was saying, he was exaggerating it? Or was he overplaying it? Or is he a fraud, or is he not? Or did President Trump do the right thing? Or did he do the wrong thing with not enough, basically, information about this man? Mutha Truckers, we'll wait to see, but as of now, looks like Trevor Milton is off the hook.